Okay, welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, Classics Less Known Classic. This is episode number 1439 and Doubleshot number 1333. I got two Iron Man trades from Matt Faction's run. First up, it is Invincible Iron Man Unfixable. And you're probably thinking, what's up with the arms basically going toward Iron Man? Well, there is a reason for that. Okay, you're probably curious, though, who the heck is this guy? That's Dr. Octopus. And you're probably saying, no, that can't be Dr. Octopus. It looks nothing like Dr. Octopus. Okay, there is an explanation for this. This actually was explained in Amazing Spider-Man 600. Where basically he showed up like this because, well, when he showed up, he was basically going to threaten nuclear annihilation of New York City. And also, he didn't like the fact that May Parker was getting remarried. Yes, he was jealous of that. I don't know why. Yep. Now, this book contains issues 501 to 503 of Invincible Iron Man, a free comic day issue for Iron Man /Thor, and Rescue. Of course, the Iron Man stuff in here is written by Matt Fraction, but most everything here is from Matt Fraction, except for Rescue, which is done by Kelly Suhanik, Matt Fraction's wife. Salvador Roca does the Iron Man issues. John Romita Jr. does Iron Man /Thor, which does lead to a miniseries involving those two. Now, the reason why Dr. Octopus looks the way he does, it is explained that it's due to head trauma because he got punched in the face multiple times over the years. And he's got like 8 limbs now. 8 extra limbs. Yep. And this is how he moves around. Also, he's got like special glasses and he has a life support. Yeah, he's like this for the next few years. He first started like this in Amazing Spider-Man 600, and the last time I officially saw him like this was back in Amazing Spider-Man 700, an issue that nobody liked. The reception for that book was very negative. Unfixable is this. Basically, Dr. Octopus lures Iron Man into a trap. This, of course, is during a period of time when Iron Man had his company, which was known as Stark Reliant, which was basically building reactors and cars. And he was also helped dealing with the aftermath of the events of Siege, which was very nice of him to do. Yeah, and this also is the first and only time that Braxton, Oklahoma, the place where Thor, when he returned back in 2007, that's where he was living, by the way. And this is the first, and as far as I know, only time Iron Man would go to this place. Yep, he's there to basically help rebuild Asgard. Yep. After the events of Siege. And he's basically trying to make a proposal to Thor. Well, because they're good friends, I'm sure you accept. And then he's at like his hotel room and he's attacked by Dr. Octopus. He's even surprised to see him. Now, they do mention that these two do have history together. Now, I have looked this up. Apparently, these two only fought once, back in the 80s, in Marvel Fanfare issues 22 and 23, which, interesting thing comes to that series, this is explained by Peter Giles, that those issues were not made the regular issues the way they are made. Like, you make them out, put them out. These were issues that are basically just left in someone's drawer for years, and they just made them up. Surprisingly, those two issues are not in this trade. I would have thought, though, given the fact this trade is not that big. I mean, if you think about it, this book has only got 5 issues in it, which is kind of short for an Iron Man trade. Which is true, it is pretty short. If I were Marvel Comics, I would throw in Marvel Fanfare 22 and 23 because it's technically the first time these two ever fought, and that was the last time that I could. I tried to look it up because a lot of the time when you think of Dr. Octopus, what do you usually think of? You think of Spider-Man, and the fact is, frequent times he's fought the guy. He has also fought one time. He's also once fought the Hulk, and he's also one time fought Daredevil. And throughout these 3 issues, basically, he tries. Dr. Octopus trying to have Iron Man, who he hates. Because what scientist in the Marvel Universe does not hate Tony Stark? I mean, most of these people are just jealous because he's wealthy. Oh yeah, and he's also been dicked to them too. So, he pretty much tries to find a way, and he just can't find a way. He wants to live, and, well... Oh yeah, and by the way, we also have a guest star appearance in these issues by the Sandman and Elektra, which, that's interesting. Yes. Funny thing when it comes to these two, Elektra appeared, I think, after... Now, in order, these three characters. First it was Dr. Octopus, and then it was Electro, then the Sandman. Yeah, three characters who are long-time associates of Spider-Man. As far as I could tell for Sandman and Electro, this is the only time I could think of they ever popped up in a Iron Man comic. But at least that, well, they don't fight him per se. Mostly they fight Pepper Potts, who was rescued. And she's also protecting a friend of hers who's just staying there. He also finds that the guy they're protecting are actually a gay couple, which don't have a problem with that. It's perfectly fine here. But in the case of the three-parter itself, it's really good. Dr. Octopus does get away, but at least Iron Man basically comes out with minor injuries. But it's an overall really fun book. And plus, also, Pepper gets to use her reactor in her chest to take out Sandman and Elektra, which I thought was so awesome. Rescue is just a one-shot for her. Yep, it's a one-shot for Pepper Potts. Just basically her doing rescue stuff. That's simply what it is, but it's a great one-shot. I give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's a damn good book, and I love what Matt Fraction did with this book. It is so freaking good. Next up, now, here's kind of the thing. I was actually supposed to get Iron Man Fear Itself, but the library sent me the wrong book, so I had to send the book back. Because they sent me the main book, even though I didn't order this book, so I've had to reorder the book. So, normally that book would be next, but we're going to go straight to the aftermath. We have Invincible Iron Man, Demon. This collects issues 510 to 515. Of course, Matt Fraction and Sabah LaRocca are the creative team of this book. Yeah, that's something interesting when it comes to Sabah LaRocca. He pretty much is the artist for almost this entire run. Yes. There is some interesting things in this one. This is actually the start of the end of Matt Fraction's time with the book, because the thing is, once you finish the story arc, 12 issues later, Matt Fraction finished up his let's just say his very long run for the book. He was on the book from 2008 to 2012, only about 4 years. And he put out a good amount of comic books in that period of time, which kudos for him to do. They put up for about 40 issues. In these issues, basically, because this is dealing with the aftermath of Fear Itself, it is leaked that during the events of Fear Itself, Tony Stark got drunk. Yes, he got drunk. And he was also subpoenaed, basically, to appear for Congress, because, well, they want to have his telemetry. And, of course, slowly but surely, the U.S. military turns on him. And, of course, we also have someone with the U.S. military, General Babbage, who makes his first appearance in the storyline, which he generally becomes a recurring villain for the rest of this run. And he works with the Mandarin, a known enemy of Iron Man's, and I don't know if in case you're curious though, has Mandarin been depicted as a terrorist over the years? Not really, no. He's just a Chinese national who basically doesn't like Iron Man. Yep. It's also revealed in here that Doug Johnson, who was Detroit Steel, he apparently died during the events of Fear Itself, is actually alive. Yep, he is alive. And Sasha Hammer, the Mandarin's daughter, who is also, her mother is Justine Hammer, and her grandfather is Justin Hammer. So, with this, they pretty much reveal that she's taken over as Detroit Steel, and Detroit Steel becomes pretty much basically, she's come to a new code name for it. Ezekiel Stain is kind of in the storyline, but he doesn't do much of anything. And also, you have frequently have Iron Man on the run, and you also have Rhoda briefly find him, of course, he gets away. And, well, this also kind of sets up basically the end. And also, we have this wonderful page of basically the manager working with a lot of Iron Man villains. Now, you're probably thinking, which ones per se. That's a good one for you. Yep. I mean, the first villain that pops up in the storyline of Mandarin is the Living Laser. Yeah, he's a classic Iron Man villain. We also have Spy Master. Yeah, he's an Iron Man villain as well. We also have... Let's see if I can find him here. Aside from Spy Master and the Living Laser, these are the villains who the Mandarin recruits to be his henchmen. Let's see if I can find it here. We also have it where the Scoop knows the Revolutionary, where they're basically hunting down Iron Man for crimes, even though that none of them basically, even though he technically didn't commit any crimes. Why? Because he was drunk during a war? So what? Okay, the people he recruits, aside from Spy Master, he also recruits Firebrand, Vibro, Chemistro, Titanium, who looks completely different, Firepower, Mauler, who I think is supposed to be the second Mauler because the original Mauler died during the events of Extremis Whirlwind, the Melter. This is the second Melter because the original Melter died years ago. Yeah, the original Melter was killed by his assistant, who turned out to be the Scourge of the Underworld. Also Blizzard, Crimson Dynamo. Yep. These are your villains, basically, these are pretty much in a way, if you look at, the Manager pretty much will be the main villain of the rest of this run, and you have these villains here, these long-term Iron villains being his lackeys. Yeah, that's pretty much what basically is going on here. And of course, the Melter was the first one to confront Tony. But yeah, this is a really good story arc. I give this book roughly also a 9.5 out of 10. Damn good book. Definitely look forward to basically discussing the rest of this run. Excuse me. Which I checked. Currently, for Matt Faction, to reviewing these two books here, I have 4 books left. My Monsters, Fear Itself, Long Way Down, and what was the last one? Let's take a look here. So it's My Monsters, Fear Itself, Long Way Down, and The Future. Yep. Yeah, there's pretty much like 4 books left, and that is pretty much it when it comes to Matt Fraction's time with Iron Man. Yeah, oh, and by the way, these 2 books are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfixable is Volume 8, and Demon is Volume 10. There's approximately 12 trades that collect this whole run. Yeah, 12 trades. Yep. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for Combatants Will Be Dispatched. Yep. See you next video. Bye.